Hello, you're watching The Mainstream. I'm Khushbu Soni, the founder of The Mainstream. Well, today on our episode of Digital Evolution of India's Financial Sector, I'm thrilled to invite our guest. We have Mr. Kalpesh Vora, the head of technology at Bandhan Asset Management Company. Kalpesh is a seasoned technology leader with 2 decades of experience driving innovation and transformation in the financial sectors. Also, he's worked with renowned brands like Bandhan Asset Management, Axis Mutual Fund, Accenture, and many more. He brings deep expertise in IT strategy, digital platforms, cloud computing, enterprise data security, and infrastructure, and is committed to bridging gap between technology and business to create lasting value and stay ahead in the rapidly evolving digital landscape. Kalpesh, it's an absolute pleasure to have you today.
Thanks for having me.
Super. We also have Anurag Mathur. Anurag Mathur has been here earlier, but I'm going to take a few seconds to introduce him. Anurag is the Vice President and National Head BFSI at Tata Communications. He's worked for almost 18 years, and he plays a key role in establishing Tata Communications as a preferred technology partner for BFSI enterprises in India. He's focusing on design and executing the go-to-market strategy for this sector. Anurag, welcome once again.
Thank you.
Superb. So to begin with, Kalpesh, I wanted to, toss a question to you. According to you, what are the top digital initiatives that you see that the sector is focusing for the next 12 months?
Yeah, thanks. So there are many initiatives that are coming along, but I would call out a couple of them. One is basically the hyper-personalization, ensuring that you understand what the customer needs are, how the customer is planning to make an investment into your products. Then you tailor those products and you tailor those investment strategies so that customer is basically make additional investments into your area. It depends on how the market is behaving. It also depends on the goals that the customer has. So you basically make a tailor-made customer recommendations so that you can get additional investment coming out of those areas. Secondly is the digital onboarding is very much important in this area. You have to ensure that those days are gone when you take a lot of time in basically make the customer onboarded onto your platforms. So you need to have a clear understanding of how the say Aadhaar-based authorization is going to work, your digital KYC is going to work. So you need to ensure that there is a frictionless transaction journeys for the customer, so that they have a great experience working with you. And then the lastly is I would say the cloud, the operational resiliency on the cloud, and the automation. So you ensure that as all the companies, all the BFSI companies are moving towards the cloud, you have to ensure that those platforms are scalable.
Right.
Those platforms are able to meet the customer request, and also there are these AI driven models that you should put in place so that you can basically nudge the customer, you can help them make those decisions in terms of making the investments. So I think these are the 3-4 broad areas in which the next 12 months is going to be crucial, and this is where we should make more of our investments into.
Fantastic. And I think you've touched upon very interesting points, right? From customer experience to creating the whole digital ecosystem for customer onboarding, etc. And I think also from the perspective of other areas like AI, etc., cloud computing, we'll come on to that. But the biggest, I think everything from what an organization does is all focusing towards, meeting the customer's needs and the evolving customer landscape needs, right? So how is the customer experience dynamics evolving in the asset management space, and what is the role of enabling a digital fabric to drive superior customer experience as to you?
See, nowadays the customer is not just coming here for the returns, right?
Yeah.
So they look for an experience. So I can talk about a couple of things. So one is this omni-channel experience that the customer need to have. So they expect various platforms like your app platform, your web platform, your WhatsApp platform, as well as your customer service platform. They expect a similar kind of experience. So if say I have started my journey at one place, I should be able to finish at the other place. So that is one key area that the customer is looking to get a better experience. The second one is basically a frictionless journey that they are looking at it. So once I start the journey should be very smooth. So they are expecting more like how I'm doing an online transaction. So that is what the experience that currently the customer is looking at it. Additionally, on the digital fabric side, while the data is there, the entire data using the data lake platforms on the cloud, you have it. It is how you derive your insights out of that, which will help the customer in terms of getting the personalized nudges, getting the additional information that they need to have to make the right decisions in terms of the investment. So all this is basically changing how the customer looks at the experience overall.
Right. Fantastic. Thanks, Kalpesh. I'll come to you. Anurag, I have a question for you. You've been interacting with a lot of leaders from this space. And how are customer engagement models evolving? And with the rising digital expectations and disruptive technologies, how is Tata Communications helping in this space?
So as we discussed about the mutual fund industry overall evolving and the way people are like trying to look at this industry, you need to have the right information reaching to the right audience with the right channel. So that's one area where the organizations are really looking at modernizing their overall IT strategies. The other area is how do you really advise the people real time? You need to have things where they can quickly understand the trends, the NAV trends, the analytics and information should be available on the fly. So you see a lot of adoption of AI and robo advisors coming into play. So this is another area where we'll see a change. The third important area is the distribution. As the consumer base is growing, it's not just limited to the modern the big cities, but it's also going into the smaller towns, and people are looking at mutual fund as an option of investments. So how do you really distribute your funds and policies? So these are some of the areas where you see that things are going to change. At Tata Communications, what we are trying to see how really you can harness the power of cloud and in various forms, and also couple it with the AI as a technology. How do you really look at growing your business on that? Today you had some of the clouds initially which were there. People put all their workloads on that, but they were not the real way to bring the efficiencies into the systems, and they realize that the costs are becoming unpredictable. There's a lock-in, there's a security concerns, there's a latency issues. So what we are doing at Tata Communications, we are creating a service where you can consume cloud the way you want. It's more of a purpose-built model where you have your private cloud, you have your infrastructure as a service, where we have also launched our AI cloud platform where you can use GPUs as a service, and you can start building your AI models. You can create your deploy your model. You can start training them, fine tuning them, and doing the inferencing on a scalable model. We are also offering platform as a service on the cloud. So these are some of the things that we are doing at Tata Communications, which can enable the entire cloud journey coupled with your powered by AI to really help you to stay ahead in the game.
Superb. On that, also a lot of changing geopolitical dynamics that we're dealing with. We're seeing regulatory environments, aligning towards data sovereignty and privacy. How is this shift impacting the whole digital transformation strategies for the sector as per you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So data privacy is changing the way we are capturing the data, how we are storing the data, and then how we are processing that data. So basically, when DPDP Act is going to get implemented, it is going to change the way we will use that data. So this also requires for the localization of the data as well. So while we will have the applications which may or may not store the data within the geographical boundary of India. So we are have to make some investments to ensure that we have those applications in which the data resides within India. So that is one shift that will occur, as well as we have to ensure that the customer buy-in is there when we want to use that data, how we want to use that data. So that is going to be very important. Secondly is ensuring the cybersecurity compliance is in place, so that we are able to basically, whenever the data is used, the data is sent to a third party, data is used within, it is encrypted, data at rest, data in transit is all encrypted. So that act is or the privacy of the data is actually going to make a lot of changes in the way we are dealing with the data, and there will be some application changes, new application will get onboarded. So all this shift will happen.
Absolutely. And I think, so I have gone through the draft rules myself, and I understand as a data fiduciary, there'll be a lot that will come at stake. And of course, I think the act came out a couple of years back, but the rules are still to be out. The date has been extended now. So I think as a data fiduciary, there's this process and the journey of data mapping. I think all that. Do you see a role of chief governance officer coming onto this?
Absolutely. So there will be new roles which will be get inducted into the organization to manage this entire data governance area, because it is not just the responsibility of a one team, it is the collective responsibility of all the functions within the organization to ensure that the data governance, data policies are in place and they are abide to the regulations which are going to come forward.
Right, absolutely. I mean, as a data principal, I'm very happy at the rules coming in place, but even for us as a data fiduciary, I think it is going to be very important to look at it. Yeah. Anurag, with the rapid advancements in cloud and AI and the ever-evolving digital expectations from the customers, how is Tata Communications enabling BFSI organizations and to modernize their entire infrastructure, enhance agility, and stay ahead?
Right. So if you see, as even Kalpesh mentioned earlier, technology is going to play a very important role in the industry as the consumer pattern and behavior is changing in terms of how they're investing. He mentioned a very important point around the investing behavior. So people are looking for more customized products. They are looking for more innovative products which are tailor-made as per their needs and their investment goals and horizons. So for that, how do you really achieve that? And that's where the role of AI, which is also going to play a very important role, because you will look at robo-advisor, because this is something which you can't really, you want to provide it at a real time to the investor who is trying to buy a product from you. So robo-advisors will be one area where there'll be a lot of AI enablement happening there. Secondly, the distribution itself is also a challenge for the industry. Like now, investors are not just limited to your cities, but they're also coming from smaller towns, tier 2 cities. So how do you really distribute your funds in a more online manner, in more paperless kind of models? So these are some of the challenges that we see, and we see a lot of adaptation of technology and digitization happening in the industry is going to continue. So AI and cloud will no more be enablers to the business, but the way we see they will be at the core of the transformation of the industry. So and the way things are going to be, like you need a powerful reach to the customers, and that's where your cloud becomes very important. And obviously now with the AI and next gen Gen AI being one of the important things, this is going to continuously evolve and continuously be the focus of the organizations to adopt. At Tata Communications, what we are really looking at it is not no one size fits all. And the way we are seeing is that what kind of workload needs to be at which part of the cloud journey is what we are trying to enable. We are not really looking at only cloud is the only way, because there will be certain applications which will require, which will be mission critical, which will require a dedicated sort of a setup. We are able to provide that. And some will require something more of flexible kind of workloads, which can be on the cloud model. The third could be like start your AI journeys as well. So what we have launched recently is a AI cloud, where you can come and create your own super factory around AI. So we are providing GPU as a service. We are providing GPU instances, GPU clusters, where you can start deploying your models, train them, do their fine tuning, and then the inferencing can be done. So we are looking at a completely scalable model where you can just with a simplicity you can just start your AI journey on our AI cloud.
Okay, fantastic. Great. I think this has been a great conversation. I want to ask you one last question, Kalpesh. You've been the leader in this space for almost 2 decades now. A piece of advice for our viewers. We have viewers from the tech and cyber domain, right? So they are all tech and cyber enthusiasts. So a piece of advice for the industry and for people who are, aspiring to be leaders in this space.
I think the most important thing, at least that mattered to me, is coming out of the comfort zone. So I have tried to always come out of the comfort zone and try to do something different. So there is always a tendency to latch on to the things that you have built, you have done, and then continue to grow in that area because you have the comfort in that. But unless you move out of that comfort zone and try to do something new, you will not know your strengths and weaknesses. So I think it is pretty important for anybody who is trying to be aspiring as a leader to try to come out of that comfort zone and do something which you have not done earlier.
Fantastic. I think this industry is pushing us to get there every day, every single day with so much of dynamics in the space. I think of the financial sector as well as the technologies. The blend is really amazing. Awesome. I have a surprise element. I have crafted a few rapid fire questions. I'm going to shoot to both of you. We'll begin with you, Kalpesh, and I'll come to you, Anurag. So what's the one technology you can't live without in your day-to-day operations?
Okay. I think there are two buzzwords, cloud computing and the AI. So I would, at this point of time, I would say the cloud computing is the way we are basically getting around trying to build a hybrid model, right? So when we have too much of a traffic in terms of the customers trying to make investments with us, we have to ensure that the models are in the platforms are in place which will be able to cater to your customer needs. The AI part will obviously come along with it because it's an offering within the cloud. So I think for me, day to day would be more on the cloud computing, where we are making an advancement and trying to build a better platform for our customers.
Fantastic. If you could describe the future of asset management in one word, what would it be?
It would be personalization, hyper personalization. That's going to be very crucial for us because that's where we will be able to get the new customers as well as able to help the goal-based recommendations to our existing customers as well. And then it just basically a win-win situation for both of us.
Super. Cloud or AI, which one excites you more for the future of finance and why?
Great question. It is going to be AI at this point of time because in our industry, at least, these models help us to nudge the customer, understand the behavioral patterns that the customer has. So there is a lot to be done in the AI space. It is just that we have started entering into it. It gives us a tremendous insight. It gives us a tremendous information in terms of how we can run those models and continue to bring growth to the company.
Superb. On a lighter note, what's your favorite app or tech tool that makes your life easier outside of work?
So nowadays, ChatGPT, it's a platform that basically help you summarize certain things which are on a larger scale. It's like someone, an intelligent partner along with you, right? So you can take the help of that partner in terms of keeping the things tidy, keeping the things on schedule. I use Google Keep. So that is another platform that I use, which will help me to make a quick notes, reminders, appointments, etc.
Great. One last question. If you could automate any part of your job completely, which task would you choose?
This is a very highly regulated industry. So we have a lot of information that needs to be given, collected, etc. So if there is a way by which the process can be repeated, collection of the data as well as the verification of the data and then the submission of the data, I think process can be automated or some automation. It's not that it's not being automated, but I think it can be. There is a lot of scope in terms of doing that automation. So if that can be done, it reduces a lot of effort on the individuals and brings the productivity.
Okay. I am tempted to ask you a few more questions. I'm going to go ahead and do that. The hybrid work culture is here to stay. What's your favorite way to stay connected with your team digitally?
Sure. So while we are fully 5 days in the office, but we do have the team sitting in the other offices. We have our business teams are all across the India, and we have partners as well. So the collaborative channels are the best channels to connect with. Also, we use the whiteboarding, virtual whiteboardings to basically bounce across the ideas and talk about the architecture, talk about the details of the work.
All right. What's a hobby or interest you're passionate about outside of work?
So I like to read the technology trends and try to keep myself up to date on what's happening in the tech world as well. Outside of the outside of the tech, it is I would say fitness is what I look forward to, because that's very much important in the. So we have to balance the work and the what we do personally, and then just the music to soothe yourself.
Lovely. A great piece of advice that you've received so far and will always stay with you.
The one that I just mentioned earlier, that just come out of your comfort zone, try to do what you have not done earlier. So you will know your strengths and weaknesses. Maybe something will work out better for you.
Great. I think this was great, Kalpesh, because now we know you beyond just the head of technologies of Bandhan Asset Management. We know you as a person. Thank you for sharing all of this with us. Okay, I have a few questions for you, Anurag. One technology you can't live without on your day-to-day ops.
I think it's going to be Google Maps for me. It's like become like part of you start your day, you just put your Google Map on to commute and you come back with it. I think that's one tech which you like, app, and which you want to use it daily. That is very important.
Super. How would you describe the future of asset management in one word?
In fact, I'll agree with him. He mentioned about hyper-personalization. I will even add AI to it. So it will be AI-driven hyper-personalization the way I see this industry to be evolving.
Awesome. Cloud or AI, which one excites you more for the future of finance?
See, the way I look at it is they are both inseparable. The AI is obviously going to take a lead role in terms of determining how the things will be done in future across industry, across AMC industry. And cloud will be where the heart of AI will be sitting. So I think they will go hand in hand. So you have to power your things with AI and sitting on the cloud.
Cloud. Awesome. What's your favorite app? You've mentioned Google Apps. Or a tech tool that makes your life easier outside of work?
I think again, it's normally the tech app that you tend to use more often outside your work is maybe a YouTube. You want to watch good videos. You want to see what's happening around. That's one. Any social media apps are something which you are using more frequently outside your workplace.
True. If you could automate any part of your job completely, which task would you choose?
See, automation obviously brings a lot of efficiencies for the repeated tasks that you're doing in your daily routine work. But what I personally believe is while you can still automate most of the things, there will be still require some human intervention, some human touch to what you're doing. So while you automate everything, but I think the human angle has to be there.
Obviously.
Yeah.
True. The hybrid work culture, as for you, what's your favorite way to stay connected with teams?
So normally we tend to connect on a Microsoft Teams platform, sometimes on a WhatsApp groups you have. But what I also try to do personally is to see how much you can, as much as possible, be on a video communication, because that gives you a more productive and more personalized way to connect. So that's what I try to practice.
Yeah, I also all my calls are like video calls and no audio calls. A hobby or interest that you're passionate outside of work?
So that's traveling. Obviously, traveling to new places, meeting new people. That's something which excites you. You learn more about other cultures, other people. So that refreshes your mind, brings you new thoughts.
Right.
That's what I try to do.
Cool. A piece of advice that you've received so far will stay always with you?
From a professional perspective, someone told me in my earlier days of career to create really strong relationships, professional relationships with people. So as the saying goes, more in terms of your net worth is all about your network.
Yeah.
And that's what I strongly believe in terms of now, having strong, association with people makes you really grow in your life.
True, very true. And I think at the end of the day, we are humans and we're dealing with humans. Superb. I think this was great. Thank you once again, Kalpesh, for coming to our office at our studio and doing this interview with us. Thank you, Anurag, once again for always being there for us on this panel of this series.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.